Welcome guys to this Easterly video. In this video we'll be doing a CTF challenge. Now you might be wondering what's a CTF. CTF just means a capture the flag event. I don't know if you have seen the show Mr. Robot, but I mean you don't have to. So this CTF is Mr. Robot themed stuff. Basically it's these are like hacking competitions which people just go through and where you actually hack a machine. And so this is just me going through a CTF. Fair warning, I've gone through like half of this stuff, so I kind of know what's coming. But as I said, this is just a walkthrough, so it's completely fine. So yeah, let's just start with the start. So how do you even start with a CTF, right? I'm just gonna remove all this stuff. So okay, this is my Kali machine. Now, if you are someone who's into hacking, this shouldn't be that difficult for you. You just get Kali into a VM machine, or you can just run Kali by yourself. You can also just run Ubuntu or any Linux operating system, and can just download the tools that I mentioned. It shouldn't be that difficult for you, but let's go on. Okay, so what I'll be using is just basically tryhackme.com. These people are awesome, and I just made a new account for this. But yeah, it just this is where you can access the CTF. Okay, but to access the CTF, first of all, you have to go to this website. You have to make your own account. It just takes an email address and it's completely free. Okay, after you are done making that account, you have to go to tryhackme.com/access. Also, I'll be putting down in the description like a link, basically an article where you can follow step by step along with all the codes that I've been writing. Okay, once you get here on this page, all you can do is you can select the VPN server. I'm gonna go with IN regular one because that's the closest to me, and I'm just gonna click on download my configuration file. Okay, once you click that, it will download a file, and it just put that download file wherever you want. I have personally kept that download file in a CTF folder, so I'm just gonna go into CTF. Okay, this is my folder. This is where I put the file. The file will be of the extension .ovpn. Okay, so amanveresia.ovpn, and all you have to do is you need to have OpenVPN on your system. Now, if you have Kali or Linux or Ubuntu, any of those, you should technically have it. But if you don't, it's very simple. You just write sudo apt install OpenVPN. Okay, that's all you have to do. Hit enter, and just put your password in and that stuff. But after you have OpenVPN, all you do is sudo OpenVPN space, type the name of the file. In my case, it's just my name and .ovpn, and hit enter. Then you just put in your password, whatever password you have. I don't know your password, you don't know mine. Okay, once that is done, we go to Mr. Robot. Okay, so I'm just gonna I think I forgot. Okay, here it is. tryhackme.com/room/Mr. Robot. This is the CTF that we'll be working on. Okay, so once you just scroll down, we already did all of this stuff, right? So I'm just gonna click on complete and yeah, complete and done. Okay, so we're just gonna now finally start. You click here and you start on the start the machine. Now on your free version, it will give you 1 hour of this attack machine access, which is more than enough. For some reason, if you run out of your 1 hour, you just spin up the machine again and you just start from the first, but this time you will have the answers, so it's completely fine. Anyways, it's gonna start. It will show me the IP address in 42 seconds. I think the machine is booting up. Once the machine boots up, we'll be able to access that machine. And when I say machine, I actually mean a machine, a web server, which we will be trying to hack. So yeah, once you do the VPN thing, you can just take that, like you can just don't close it off. I just hide it somewhere or just minimize it. Okay, so we'll just do a ping check and confirm we are connected to the internet, and I think we are. Perfect. Okay, we'll just wait for the IP address to show up, and then we will start. Okay, so I'm just gonna try ping, and we'll have the IP address here. Okay, so this is our IP address. Once again, my IP address will be totally different from what your IP address is, because every single time you terminate a machine, it will show up with a new IP address. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna try ping. Ping command is basically very simple. I'm asking the machine, hey, are you up? Hey, are you up? And that's basically it. So I'm just gonna hit enter. And if you are successfully connected to the VPN, you should get reply like this. And that means we are connected to the machine, and that's awesome. Okay. First things first, we have the IP address. Now let's see what ports are open on this IP address, right? To do that, we will use a very simple command, which is nmap. Okay, nmap will do with the sv, which means, basic, like all the, let's try to find all the ports open on this website. Let's also run scripts. Okay, and I'll just put in the IP address again and hit enter. Nmap Scan might, it might take a while to load through. So we'll just give it a few minutes. In the meanwhile, we can actually go to our web address and, we can just try to find what's up with the web page, right? So let's see. So right now it's not connecting. That's weird. It should connect. Hold on. Let's just confirm we have the actual IP address, because we did go through the ping. Okay, perfect. So we did a scan. It says port 22. Okay, so that's so weird. It says it's closed, but if it detected it here, that's very weird. I think the machine is just starting up, so we'll give the scan one more time. For you, if the machine has properly been up, the scan should, give you stuff like, hey, port 22, which is SSH port, should be open. Port 80 should also be open. I just really think the machine is just starting up, so maybe that's why. I will try and reach the machine one more time, and hopefully this time we get through. Okay, we are. So apparently it seems like, as it said, it's open on port 80. That means we can access the website, right? So we are trying to connect. Okay, so it looks like loading, like, when you start up your Linux or anything, it's that's how it shows up. And it is Mr. Robot style stuff. So once again, if you have seen Mr. Robot, this should be very familiar to you, but we'll just read. Hello friend, if you have come for a reason. You may not be able to explain it yet, but there's a part of you that's exhausted with this world. A world that decides where you work, who you see, and how you empty and fill your depressing bank account. Even the internet connection you are using to read this is costing you, slowly chipping away at your existence. There are things you want to say. Soon I will give you a voice. Today your education begins. Okay, so it seems like it's a terminal inside a web browser, which seems fun. Let's see. Let's click on question. And I think question is the same. Let's see what it gives us. Oh yeah, the American dream is a myth. Everyone steals. That's how the world. Okay, I am not gonna comment on this. But yeah, you can go through this if you want. Let's try. Okay, let's try help. Okay, so we have prepare, F society, inform, question, wake up, and join. Let's try what's wake up. Let's see.
What I'm about to tell you is top
Oh, it's a
secret.
video. Oh, I think I'll get a copyright strike if I let it play.
As a powerful group of people.
I'm just gonna mute this. Oh, it's a scene from the actual show, I guess. So we're gonna close this, or we're just gonna reload this. But anyways, you can mess around with the website if you want. Oh, interesting. So when we tried to reload this, it gave us a web, a WordPress site. Like this is how a WordPress site looks like on the back end. Now, apparently we found a page not found error. Now this error is quite useful if you think about it. Now we know it runs on WordPress, right? And a few things about WordPress is whenever a site runs on WordPress, there's always an admin panel. So let's see if there's an admin. We never know. There might be an admin panel. There might not be. Okay, I don't think. I think it's just it keeps on reloading. Let's try WP. Oh boy, I don't think that's good for my computer. Let's try WP login. Usually, oh yeah, we got a login page. Okay, so I think this is how we'll be logging in. Okay, let me just confirm that the recording is okay. Perfect. So this is where I think we'll be logging in to the web page. As we can, quite okay. Spoiler: it already says Elliot here, but we're just gonna try a few passwords. So I just wrote username, and for the password I just wrote admin. Let's try and log in. Let's see what's the issue. Do not save. Okay, so it says invalid username. Okay, that means the admin username doesn't exist. Now I've tried Elliot, but that's just because I know the show. Elliot is the name of our main character. So, but yeah, we will come to this, don't worry. Okay, so let's see. Our Nmap scan is done. So it says 22 is still closed. 443, which is SSL, which is HTTPS, if you don't know, that is still open. It's an Apache server and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Okay, that's interesting. We can do something else. We can try, directory busting. So I'll just write dr buster. What dr buster is basically, it just goes on that specific website and it tries to find what directories, what directories are on those websites, right? So I'll just take our main website. So I'll just copy this and we'll take that, we'll put it here. Once again, if you do not have this tool, it's completely fine, you can just download this. I'll just put the directory here. We will put the threads to, I don't know, let's put 50 seems okay. Let's try a list. Now I already have a list. Your Kali installation should have a list. If you do not, you just go to GitHub and just write directory dirbuster list. Okay, that's basically it. So this is, I have my list file somewhere in here, lists, and I'm just gonna go for 2.3 medium because I think that should do it. Once again, you can try different combinations, so I'm just gonna start. And so it will now constantly try to find a directory. Okay, so it's trying to find it, and I think we can change the number of threads to 200 so it can work faster. Once again, but if you go over 200, like maybe 300, the website will just crash. So don't do that. But anyways, we can see here we are trying to find, so 403 error for images blog, that means this doesn't exist. Admin, there's a 200 response for admin, that means directory admin does exist. I think we can go to admin, but it keeps on messing up with my, yeah, it keeps on reloading it to itself. So we're just not gonna go to admin. But yeah, let's see what else. I think it's still running. We are going to at resources, Strona 18.php. Okay, we can check the tree view error if we want. So we can just go to admin and we can see what's inside admin. If one of these works, we can see what's inside them. So far it's still working. We're just gonna let it run. Okay, in the meanwhile, there's something also that you should know. Any website, most of these websites will have a robots.txt, right? Now what's a robots.txt? It's basically a directory, basically a file at the end of a website, which lets search engines like Google know that, hey, do not scan these websites, do not scan these pages. So we'll try to go to robots.txt, and if we'll see if there are any, oh, there is an important files. Okay, so there's fsociety.dic, and then there is key1 of 3.txt. Okay, so let me tell you about the keys. So to complete this challenge, you need to put 3 keys here, right? So key 1, key 2, key 3. If you're stuck on any one of them, you can just use a hint. So here the hint would be robots, which I guess is just about talking about robots.txt. So these are the keys. We can directly just get them. To get them, once again, it's really easy. You just use a wget command. So inside the CTF folder, I'll just make a directory named keys. We'll go inside keys, and inside we'll just do a wget. We'll just put our IP address, which is 10.10.177.76, and also the file name, which is fsocity. It's not fsociety, it's fsocity. I think it's misspelled on purpose. And we'll just enter. I think I made a mistake. It's double quotes. Okay. I don't think you guys can see it. I think my face is covering what I'm typing, but right now it's trying to download. We'll just give it a second. I'll bring the command prompt up. Okay, hopefully this makes much more sense. Oh, it's also at the bottom of the screen. I'm so sorry. If you cannot see this for a reason, I just like to have command prompt next to it, but okay, it's trying to download it. I'm having really bad speeds apparently, but I think we are having bad speeds because directory buster is going in the background. Let's see if there are any other directories. So we found an RSS which is a 301, doesn't help us. We just want 200 responses. So you have admin, we have feed, we have WP content, we have WP login, which is what we found already. We have WP login.php. Okay, those are I think the same thing. And a zero directory, once again, we can check these out. But I think we are done here. So I'm just going to stop because we already got our first key. So I'm just going to stop this application. You can get the report from here. But we know for a fact that WP login exists. And that's how I think we should be able to log into the main website. And then we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to close dr-buster. Hopefully that helps with the speed. Oh boy, we are getting really bad speed at the moment. We'll just do a quick confirm that the recording is still working. Although I think I can just pause the recording. Nope. Let's just keep this running. Okay, while this happens, I think I can just download the other file inside the same folder. So we'll just go into CTF and then we'll go to keys. And I think we downloaded a dict file, but we'll also download the 123 file. So we'll just write wget and then single quotes, we'll just write the IP address, and that's 177.76/key. Let's make sure I don't misspell any of this. 1of3.txt, single quotes, and enter. And okay, so let's see what our key is. Our key is this. Okay, so this is our key. I'm just gonna copy this. We'll check if this makes sense. Paste and submit. Okay, our answer is correct. Hold on. So great, we are basically 1/3 done. Okay, so that means we just need to find 2 more keys. And I think the fsociety.dic file is also done. Let's try to find what's inside that file. So I'm just gonna do a cat, and oh boy, that's a lot of, it looks like a dictionary file. It has a lot of things inside it. So let me see if I can. I don't have, okay, apparently I don't have leaf pad. That's fine. I can just open up CTF and then keys. Let's open up this folder. Let's try to see what's inside this file. Oh, I have mouse pad. Okay, I don't have leaf pad. Anyway, so inside here we can see that it's basically a list. It looks like a list of usernames and passwords. I mean, I can see some people putting passwords like this. So yeah, let's see that. Let's see what's up with that. Okay, so we can, in theory, just try all the passwords. So we can try true first. Let's go to our WP login, right? So we can try true, and then we can try test, and then we can just run the program, but it's not gonna make sense. Also, if you notice, it says invalid username. That means it is telling us that the username is wrong, right? Which is, if you think about it, that's really bad, because now we can keep on trying usernames and it will keep on giving us information that, hey, this username is wrong, this username is right, blah blah, and all that stuff. You can automate this process. You can use Python, you can use whatever language you want, but there are certain tools which already exist for this. So I'm just gonna use Hydra. As you can see, it already exists, but we're just gonna write Hydra and we'll see if there's Hydra wizard. So okay, this is for a first timer. If you do not know the actual commands, that's completely fine. Hydra is basically a tool which automates the process of password cracking. It just goes on the website and it can keep on logging in as much as want. You can do Hydra wizard. Once again, if you do this, I'll just show it to you. It will just write what service you want to attack. So this is an HTTP post form, so you can do that, HTTP post.form, and then target, enter the target to attack. So we can just put the IP address and stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with a simple command. We need to find what's the username. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for Hydra tag capital L. I'll also try to increase the, hold on, I think I need to increase the, how do we do that? Oh boy, I should have figured this out before we started, right? Okay, zoom in is Control plus. Okay, I think that would be control. Okay, perfect. Okay, now you guys can see this. Okay, so we need to find the username, right? So I'm doing Hydra space tag capital L, which means I'll provide a dictionary file, which you already have, fsociety.dic. Okay, I'm gonna go for a password which is just test. So every single time what it will do is it will take the first username, it will put the test password, done. If it doesn't work, that's fine, we'll go to the next one, test username, and then go to the next password, blah blah blah, all that stuff. We'll go for the IP address. The IP address, okay, we'll also do verbose mode so we can actually see what is happening. Though I don't think that's necessary. Okay, we'll just see. Let's put the IP address that, oh boy, I didn't want the entire command. Let's put the IP address that we need to. Okay, so it's 10.10.117. I think I should have just edited it. Why type this entirely? Okay, so 117. Okay, and one it's 76. Now once I type that, what type of a form it is? It's an HTTP post form. Okay, then inside a double quote I'll just write what's the actual page. So it's wp.login, if you guys can see it here. So it's wp.login. Okay, and then what do I need to log in with? So the log, so okay, let's see here. When I go to this page source, it will actually tell me, you can see it right here as the ID password. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, for the username it's name log. Okay, and then for the password it is named pwd. Okay, most of these sites will have the same thing. I'm talking about this place. Okay, so name here is log. If instead of log it would be login, I would just write login, and instead of pwd it would be password, I would just write password. Okay, so that's why it's log equals. Now you wrote a we put a caret sign which just lets Hydra know that hey, this is where you put username. So you'll just write user in capital, and pwd equals pwd. Instead of pwd we can convert this to pass if you want. And what's the thing to look out for, which is invalid username. Okay, so we wanted to check if the invalid username thing shows up, and we'll just hit enter and we'll just see. Hopefully this works. I don't know what I would do if it doesn't work, but we'll let it run for a few minutes, because once again the entire file has somewhere around, as you can see, it has somewhere around, is that 8,58,000. So yeah, that's 858,235 different entries. Once again, we could have gone with verbose so we can see what's actually happening. Let's just hope I put the actual right command. I'm just gonna pause the recording and come back when this is actually done. Okay guys, so I'm back. Also, I'm really sorry. Apparently I had to look it up on the internet. I kept on getting an error, and so apparently the way you do this, apparently my syntax was a bit wrong. So actually I went on Reddit and checked the entire thing out. But the actual syntax, if we just follow through, is very similar to what we did earlier. This time I'm gonna go for verbose because let's hope so. Okay, so we're just gonna go through a very simple thing. So all we did was, it's the same thing, right? I put my IP address, I put my HTTP post form, then I start with a single quote, I write /wp login.php. So that's where we are trying to do this, right? Log user, password pass, all of that is same. And I forgot to submit. So basically what our program was doing, it was just putting in values and it was just waiting. That's why we wouldn't get anything. So wp submit equals log plus in, which I believe is what the actual word is. So it's log plus in. Okay, you can also check it here where the submit button should be. Yeah, submit, and it's, yeah. Okay, wait, remember me, submit and log space in. Okay, so that's like a space, so we just do a plus. So log plus in, and then what we do not want to happen, so that's f equals, I'm just gonna zoom in again, so that's f equals invalid username. So we do not want that. Okay, So once again, this is in verbose. I'm just gonna decrease the size a bit. We can remove verbose, but I specifically like to have it so we can see what is actually happening. So when I hit enter, it's gonna go through all the possibilities, right? So I'm just gonna make sure this is big enough for us to see, and I'll hit enter, and now it's gonna try all the things. Oh, we already found out. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it went through a lot of possibilities, right? So it's going through, first of all, let's start with the first one true, then password test, but there was no option, and then false, and blah blah blah. It went till Elliot. As I said, I knew this because I had seen the show, but this went through Elliot and then password test. But there was something happened, right? That means Elliot is the correct username. So I'm just gonna come here, I'm just gonna type Elliot, and I'm gonna put password as test and log in. Don't save. Now this time the error is different. As you can see, the error now is the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. That means the website, once again, this is really bad. The website is telling us that, hey, listen, for username Elliot, which now exists. So we already found out one of the two things that we need, which is Elliot. The password is incorrect. Now we just have to find the password. Finding a password shouldn't be that difficult because we already have a list, and I think the password is in this list. Once again, it would be really like a long time to just find a password. Once again, it has a word count of what, WC TAC L F society. It has, as I said, 858,160 lines. Okay, so what we can do about this? So I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open up that file. I'm gonna tag that into I think the command is unique. I could be very wrong. I think I should sort the file first. Sort u, and I'm just gonna go for unique, and I'll just put this somewhere. I'm just gonna increase the size for you guys. So I'll just put this somewhere named final.dic. Hit enter, and hopefully that's done. Let's see what's the word count for that, because we are removing a lot of duplicates, which I think there would be a lot of duplicates here. Now it's just 11,451, which seems like a very manageable number. Once again, we can do the same command. Instead of changing the username, we keep the username same. We change the password. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. First of all, we'll remove the Hydra restore that file because we don't want that to happen. We're just gonna use the same command that we did, but the only thing we'll be changing this time is, instead of the password being test, okay, so this is, we don't want the password to be test. We want the password to be coming from a list, which is final.dic. It's not fsociety.dictionary, it's final.dictionary. Okay, and we don't want the username to change. We want the username to stay the same, which is Elliot. Okay, so once again, I can just hit enter, but if you notice something, we have put invalid username, so we don't want that to happen. We want this stuff to come. So the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. We can once again select this entire string. We just as a reminder, we do not want this to happen. We don't want this string, right? So I'm just gonna come down. Oh, oops. Okay, thank God it's saved. I'm just gonna paste this here. I'm just gonna close the bracket. Once again, this is in verbose. I mean, we can go for verbose, so we can see every single password it's trying. Oh, Elliot password is 001. 16 valid password. Okay, that doesn't seem right. Let's see what happens when we do that. Don't save. It's still incorrect. What went wrong? Okay, so we tried for, okay, nothing worked for like Elliot 009 average, but somehow it's, I am so confused, guys. Hold on. Did we mess up the program in some way? How are we getting this as a valid password? Because 003S, let's try. 003S does not seem like a valid password to me. I think Hydra is getting rate limited. So we'll try the same thing, but we'll decrease the still username. So the password you entered for username, we don't want that to happen. We'll see again. Okay, I think the issue was the program, the web page must have changed very slightly, and that's why it was like, hey, this seems like a valid password. Or maybe we just went ahead with this and be like, okay, try as many as passwords as possible. Maybe that's the case. Also, it seems like it will take a lot of time because it's trying all the passwords. We can keep an eye out here if we want, but this does not seem like a healthy method to do. I'm just gonna control C. Also gonna remove the verbose so we don't have to look at the extra stuff. So I'll remove verbose. Also, it says the session file was written. You can type hydra-r to restore, which is a very nice thing. So what we'll be doing is at the end we're gonna add some threads, so like multiple things could go on. So we just do a very simple dash t. Let's try 50 passwords and dash capital R. So why is it still in verbose? Did I not remove that? Oh yeah, as it is resuming from the oh yeah, basically we didn't change anything. So it's resuming from the initial file, so we'll just keep an eye out for a password if you want, but it's gonna take a while. So I'll remove tag R, I'll put tag I to ignore, and let's see if this works. So you're trying 50 tasks per one server, so that's 50 tasks, and that's like 11,000 login tries, one username, and different 11,452 passwords. So it's gonna run for a while. I'm gonna pause the recording. So spoiler alert, I already know what the password is. Once again, you can let this run in the background if you want. As I already know the password actually is the employee number for Elliot. So like if you open this file and if you scroll down to some, I believe the number is somewhere around. So we'll just do a ER. Oh, I think I went. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, so the answer should be somewhere around. So this is the password which is on the 5,627th line. Once again, we actually sorted this out, but I already know the password, so I'm just gonna go ahead with this. We can keep, Hydra, it can run in the background. So it will take at least 7 minutes. But yeah, we can let it run if we want. Anyways, we can come here, we can just put the password in. We will save the password, sure. I'll also like make a file which has I'll just make a file named nano. This is pass.txt, and I'll just put the password here just for future reference if we do need it. Sure. So yeah, okay, that's not the right name. Okay, so we are trying to log in. I don't think Hydra will let us log in. How many passwords are we at? Okay, I'm just gonna stop this for my own sanity. Once again, you guys can keep it running. You will definitely find the password which I showed you guys. Once again, it takes a lot of time, and time is not something we have. We just have 22 minutes. I also might think we crashed our machine. So we'll just take this. We'll go to a new tab, and we'll just log in again. I'll put remember me, so it can remember us. Is the machine even up? Oh, it's up. Okay, perfect. So we go to, this is our WordPress dashboard. If you have worked with WordPress, this might look familiar to you. It says Howdy Elliot and Alderson. We can check the users. So I think we should be administrator. Yeah, we are administrator. Perfect. That means we'll have access to this entire system if you want. Now we saw in the Nmap scan that this we don't know the SSH key. We can try brute forcing it, but SSH is gonna be way slower. Also, SSH is closed if you notice. What we can do here is we can try to get a reverse shell. What's a reverse shell? It just basically means I'm asking the website to connect to me. Okay, so there are a lot of templates. If I come into appearance and editors, there are a lot of different templates if I want. There is a 404 template, which means whenever you go to the 404 page, this is where you'll end up with. So I'm just gonna take the our IP address. I'm just gonna go to 404.php. So we should see a page, page not found, which is basically this stuff. So if we go to this page, this PHP command is running, right? Now what I can do is I can get a PHP script for a reverse shell. So if I go to pentest monkey PHP reverse shell script, we can just, let's see what happens. There should be a GitHub one. You can just go to GitHub, or you can just download it from pentest monkey. Once again, super nice people. But yeah, we'll go to PHP reverse shell. We'll just take the raw file. We'll Control A, and we'll just copy this, and we'll put it here. So we're just gonna remove everything and we'll put it here. And we need to change IP address, obviously. So we scroll down and it says, okay, change this. Okay, so we'll just put our IP address. Once again, our IP address will be different. So if I write if config here, we can see there will be 3 different IP addresses. Okay, so the first IP address would be our local IP address. This is my Wi-Fi IP address, that's connected because it's a virtual machine. It's a whole mess, but hopefully for you would be the tunnel 0 IP address. Okay, so this is the IP address that you need to put it there. Otherwise your the victim machine will not be able to find you. So I'm just gonna take this IP address and I'll put this here. I'll just paste it. Okay, port number 1234, once again, that's fine, we can keep that running. Now how do we execute this, right? So once again, to execute this, it's very simple. We will have to let a net start, basically a netcat running. Okay, netcat listener. So for that I will do rl wrap, okay, nc, and then lvnp. Okay, lvnp just means listen to this specific port number 1234. Okay, I'll just hit enter and it will keep on listening. I'll update this file once again, so it will update. And if we go to that specific website, which is called 10.10. What's the web address? 177.76/404.php. If you go to this website, it will obviously give us nothing, but we now have a reverse shell. As you can see, that means we can access the machine. So this is a reverse shell. We can see we can see bin, boot, all that stuff. We can go to the home folder. Sadly there is no tab completion and stuff. So it's not a terminal. We are running as a daemon. If we can see, if we do an ID, we are running as a daemon. We are not running as an administrator or root, which is very bad. But yeah, we are inside the home folder right now. Yes, we'll do an ls. So there's a robot user. We'll go inside robot, and we find 2 different files. So one is key 2 of 3 and one is password. Let's see if we can access those files. I believe the command. Okay, so it's owned by robot. Okay, I don't think we can access key 2 of 3, but let's see if we can open that file. Key 2 of 3.txt, permission denied. Okay, let's see if we can open this password.raw.md file. Password.raw.md file, and we can. Okay, so it looks like a hash. It says md5, so I'm assuming it's a hash. So it says robot and then this hash. So I'm just going to copy this entire thing and I will put this in a file. I'm just going to call it hash.txt. I'll put the hash here, and I'll actually just copy this as well, just in case we need this. So I'll just copy this. I'm just gonna close the file and save it. Sure. Okay, so now we have a hash. Now there are multiple ways to crack a hash. You can use hashcat if you want. We already know it's an MD5, so I'm just gonna go online and I'm gonna write crack MD5 hash online. Okay, so there should be a website which is, crackstation.net, amazing website. So I'm just gonna put the hash right there. Yes, I'm that lazy. So once again, this is hacking, right? There are no rules that, oh, you have to use this tool. You can use multiple tools. We have 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna click on crack hashes, and the answer is, oh, this is a very funny password. A B C D E F G till Z. So I think that's our final password. Once again, this is the hash, this is a password. So I'm just gonna go to nanopass.txt, and I'll come here and I'll just paste the password. So this is the password, which is the username and password for Elliot, that the actual file, the actual user on the server. So once again, now the issue is to actually even log in to convert to this user to robot, we need to run this from a terminal. Now, how do we get a terminal? Let's see if we have Python. I think we do have Python, but I think we put ourselves in a situation where we can't now exit from the cell. Exit. Oh boy. So we did confirm that we have Python, but now we are kind of stuck. So we'll just run this thing again and we'll join back. Okay, we are back here. So we can just confirm if this has Python by doing a Python version, and it does have Python 2.7.6. Okay, now there is a command which can get us terminal in Python. Like while using Python, we can go from a daemon to a terminal. So first of all, I'll go into home directory. I'll go into robot. Okay, now I don't remember the command. So like command Python to get a terminal from a daemon, not daemon, daemon. Okay, we'll just see. Let's see. Once again, I don't remember the command. I do have it saved somewhere, so I might just pause the recording and get it. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so I just got the command. I'm just gonna paste this here once again. You can remember the command if you want, and it's basically oh boy, I keep on forgetting how annoying it is to use a daemon. Okay, so it's Python tag C, which means run the code which is here. So import pty.spawn bin bash, and I'm just gonna hit enter and hope that it works. And it has no attribute spawn. What? Am I still stuck? Oh, we are still stuck as a daemon. I'm just gonna try again. If this doesn't work, I don't know what will. So import pty and then pty.spawn. Hopefully I'm spelling that correctly. And slash bin bash. I'll be closing the bracket, and module object has no attribute spawn. Okay, that's weird. Okay, that was weird, and apparently I'm the most stupid person because I'm misspelling spawn. But yeah, this should work. And great, now we have our daemon, and now we are as we are still as daemon, but now we have a terminal. So we'll just try to convert to the user robot. And oh yeah, I think it's just robot. Okay, now it's asking for a password. We already know the password. The password was 1 2 3 ABCDEFG and stuff. So we'll just go for pass. We'll just copy it from here. What I'm doing is I'm just changing our user. I'm just gonna paste this, enter, and now we are running as robot, which is perfect. So now I think we can actually find, see this file. Do we have our, oh, I don't think we can still tab, which kind of sucks. So I'll just type this out and txt. Okay, so this is our second key. I'm just gonna copy this and I'll just put this inside the keys file. So I'll just write nano key 2 of 3.txt, and I'll just put this file here and exit Yes, okay. Let's try to put this. Oh, we have just 10 minutes. We'll just put this here. We'll submit. And yay, okay, perfect. Now, the issue is we need to find the third key, and we already are here as root. So let's check the home directory, and I think we can check the root directory if we have access. Oh, we do not have access to it. We'll try this. Oh, we cannot open root. Okay. We can try escalating our privileges if we want. We can try nmap. So okay, we can run nmap. Okay, that works. We can let's try nmap interactive. So we can get an nmap shell if we want. So let's try ls. We don't have the ls command, but we can do other stuff. Let's go for. We don't know how to go back. Interesting. So what we can do here is at this point, once again, you can go for hint if you want. So the hint is use nmap. Okay, but once you get nmap, what now? So once again, you can go through the commands of nmap, right? So it's like, okay, nmap executes, these are the commands that you can run. Let's try ls. Okay, it works. Okay, so you just have to put like a exclamation at the start. So we'll just do exclamation cd. Let's go into root. Okay, I think now we are into root. Why cannot we go into root? That's very weird. Let's try root like this. Okay, so inside root we do have a file. Okay, so first boot and key 3 of 3. What we can do is we can just do a cat. We'll do a root, and then we do a key 3 of 3.txt. Hopefully this, okay, we have our keys. Hopefully this did work out. So the reason this worked out is because nmap was running as root even though we were not root, and that's why we could access this. I'll just come here. I'll just write key 3 of 3.txt. I'll just paste this here, and I think we are done with our CTF challenge. When we submit, this should work, and it worked. Perfect. We just completed the entire room, and that's basically it. We did have like what 7 minutes remaining, which is not like award-winning time, but yay, hold on, amazing, right? Okay, so we can just close everything up, and that's basically it for this entire challenge. Even if you didn't understand some things, you can just reach out to me if you want. Oh boy, we were nested in quite a lot. I'll stop our VPN, and hopefully our connection can go back to normal. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna stop this video here. Hopefully you guys had fun. If you don't understand something, feel free to reach out to me. We can do an individual video on like, okay, how Hydra works, how this works. But hope you guys had fun. You can subscribe down below if you are not already subscribed. We already have an amazing community on Telegram. You can join us on Telegram, or you can join us live every Saturday. And that's basically it. Thank you for joining.